I'm student trainee Helen and I work for JW Marriott Hong Kong in the past 6 months with course training, which 3 months Flingu and Bar is a fine dining steakhouse and the other 3 months is in-room dining. Sure, I can start our discussion right now. For the learning objective, I do have 4 learning objectives. For the first one is about wine and food matching. Because I'm a bit lack of this knowledge, and then this is really important in the future food and beverage department if I participate in it. So I would like to learn it. And the second one is about the micro system, and you have a well knowledge about how to check the bill and how to take food order and send it to the kitchen. And the third one is about speaking language, which I would like to speak more fluently about English and also Mandarin, as Hong Kong is part of because of its culture and also the location. So our expectation is more about Asia, but including also about the European guests. And the last but not the least one is about the social skills, which I would like to have a further relationship with the guests by engage them and also make them impressed during to my service. So this is my 4 learning objective. About how I met and how I work on in this learning objective, I will set in a conclusion, which is observing, experience, and also asking. This is really important to make me success. For example, for the first one, wine and bar tasting and also food matching, I asked my bartender for help. And for the micro system, I observe how the full time did, and then I just noted and then keep practice together. And when I finish my internship, I already know the key button to type for the micro system. And for the third one and the fourth one, our communication skills and social skills. Basically, you need to experience and you need to work on with your guests so you can keep enhancing your skills. So basically all of them, I make the progress like this. After I mentioned about how I met and work on of my learning objective, and I would like to talk more about how I learned things and what I learned during different departments of those two. The first one in the Flingu and Bar, the steakhouse, I learned more, and mostly it's about something back office, back house. Like I need to prepare and like to polishing the glasses and like the settings for all the linens for tomorrow opening hours, like for buffet or for different others that many back office staff need to do. And also in the front, I learned about how to take in food order after 2 months. And also I learned about how to settle down the guests and greeting the guests, of course. And by the way, it's also helped me to know how to smile to the guests always and to set the table more elegantly. So for the in-room dining, I learned about, of course, micro system. They teach me a lot and I observe a lot, and I keep using different time to ask them for help. Like after working, maybe use half an hour to try the micro if they have no business. And also I learned about how to food delivery to the guests with a proper procedure, like lock the door 3 times and then say about good morning from room service, and also ask the guests if I can come in and introduce myself briefly inside. And you need to know what food you are bringing out and the knowledge of the food. So these two are this kind of thing is what I learned during my internship, and of course using the observing and asking and experience by my colleagues and also maybe from the guests. Through the learning objective, about the 3 points to learn it. And also of course you need to study hard in school, because school like wine and bar class or service practical is really important. And also for the job, first week you will have a training orientation that held by a hotel. You need to concentrate and to more active to play your role play, so you will learn a lot before you settle down in the department. And so I would like to talk about which kind will be help me for my second target of my internship, which is front office. I think basically the wine and bar is no lead, but for the system is not no longer is micro system, but it's called opera system, which is about reservation. Type in the guest profile and then any special noted or special guest there. So I need to recognize that knowledge, and also for the communication skills and social skills, of course, is also needed in my front office department. So I think the learning objective quite a lot. I can use it for my second year internship. So during my working period, actually for everyone as a trainee, you find about what your personality like, and then like what you like to do, what you don't like to do or good at during your working period. And when you afterwards you reflect it, you think that you enhance your personality. And for me, yes, strengths is really a basic one that I reflect first, because I think few points I'm really good at. For example, I'm good at communication with the guests. I'm doing a great in this role. And so my manager and co-worker, they have a more expectation for me because they knew that I am from Switzerland, so everyone speak English over there. They expect actually about the teacher and the colleagues relationship. So they will ask me to go for the business group of guests or special guests, or like to communicate with this different department. So that's why they really take it as one of my big part of strength. And what I really like to smile, or when I smile, I actually always smile every time, because smile is a basic issue or basic personality you should have to be a hospitality professional. So because I'm passionate in room service and also the outlet, because I love to serving the food to the guests to make them happy and make them impressed, so I always smile at them, so they really feel my passion inside. And for the outstanding, actually I think everyone did a good job, not only me. But if I really want to say about outstanding, I would say I have more passion compared with the other colleagues over there, because they have working for about 15 to 20 years already in this department, in in-room dining or in Fling Grill and Bar, the outlet. So that's why they will have a lot of experience already, and then they have lots of guest complaint, lots of guest comments to them already, so they don't really passionate in it. I can feel that they just take it as a job, but for me, I take it as I need to find my interest inside during the working period. So that's why I become outstanding to be a passionate young lady in the department. Yes, everyone have weakness, it's not only strength. So for the weakness, I do have some, like the difficulty what I met in my outlets and my department in in-room dining is basically about the problem solving. It is really lack of knowledge as a first time working experience, and also as a trainee, because we have not much training included. Like the colleagues cannot help me for the in-room dining service. When I like face to the guest by myself, I need to quickly to have a solution to like to calm down the guests like this. So every time when I have a problem solving, I feel like I didn't separate and work it really properly to make the guests impressed, or to make the guests more claim after her or his complaints. And so when a manager and the supervisor look about my weakness, and then they thought maybe the problem solving is one of the things that I cannot handle it really well, and they cannot help me. So every time when they have some special guests, or some really high standard and high request guests, or some troubling guests, they will not let me to go there by use a paper to note it and then just stick it on the wall or on the office door, so I can see that, and they will not let me to go for disorder by the room name searching. So that's why they just help me to afford about this. And for the other thing I want to afford is about exclusive floor guests, because they have a much more expectation about us. We need to have a fully understanding about what we present to them, and also they will have lots of questions to ask. And as a business traveler, they have lots of food order they want to order for their clients, and lots of beverages need to make it. So that's why I really don't want to avoid to serve them for this one. And then my colleagues, of course, they have more experience, and then also when they go upstairs they should have more communication and engagement with them, because they know them well for the businessmen and they served few time before. So that's why they are more better than me about this situation. Working in F&B department, actually you really usually will find your weakness, like about what I said, problem solving, or to meet some more high standard or high expectation guests. So how I do during the working period or during the internship, I ask the human resource for help, of course, and then to tell them the situation, as they will scheduling a meeting for all of the trainee. Like if even though you haven't find them, they will ask you about how's your situation in your department. So they will help me a lot and find a way. And then but the first person or people that I think to help me when I have having some situation, of course it's the same level of trainee. Like in the outlet or in the in-room dining, I will find a trainee or part-time to help me, because they are like in the same direction of me, and then maybe the situation I get, and also they met it before, so they will have some advice for me, and also they are more likely to encourage each other. So it really helped for me. And like about the weakness, I really hope to have a solution, but of course the weakness cannot have a fully solution. But what I'm going to do to create the opportunity, like in the in-room dining when I have a problem solving skills lack of, and then the second time when after the guest complain, the same guest order food, I will still go over there. I will not avoid about this one. I go upstairs and I will ask them by engage with them, like said, how are you today? Is today feeling well now? I really apologize for yesterday mistakes like this. So that is the way what I create my opportunity to solve the situation. I will not hide myself. I will brave to have a more practice because of this one, so I can enhance my personality and enhance my problem solving skills. So actually during your working period, during your department, that should have lots of threats which affect you to achieve your goals. And for me, I do have some. Actually, I think in the society, in the basic food and beverage department, they should have some difficulties. First of all, about the full-time and the trainee or part-time, they are like a different class. So when full-time, they have much more knowledge and much more experience for their position in a department. You cannot shine yourself. Like me, I cannot have a better impression compared with them to the guests in basically mostly in the outlet, because in-room dining I can show myself individually. So I feel a bit harder because I really want to get to remember me for my first time experience. And then like the full time, some of them may help the trainee a lot, and some of them, like when you are working in a fine dining restaurant, they need to have a different kind of position that they need to directly inside. So when they are busy or in a busy period, you are not available to ask them for anything. So after you finish, you still don't know about the stuff, and then so you cannot enhance your skills in the food and beverage knowledge. So this is how how the facts affect my personal learning objective, and also my personality enhanceable for the knowledge.